Welcome back to the Toron Arena. Live coverage of the PGL Major. Krakow is in the house again. You are back with some more Counter-Strike. That's right, we've had a whole day of our two quarterfinals. We're into our third and final one of our first day in the Toron Arena with Big versus Immortals. Big making a big comeback in that first matchup to win on Cobble. That was Immortals' choice. They're going to move on to Inferno next. And we've got back at the desk once more. We've got Moses and Natu to break it down. As they move on, you'd imagine, is the pendulum swung now? Now that Big have won Immortals map and they've moved on to what we've now dubbed, I think Natu dubbed it DE Big, or DE Inferno for those of you that aren't aware of just how good this team are on this map. They're in pole position to win this game now.
Certainly you'd think so, just because of what we saw in the group stage from them on this map, on Inferno, specifically with the 3 wins on it. But I still don't think that's a large enough sample size to say that this is like a done deal, right? You'd imagine it would be, with wins over someone like SK, for instance. But this is where you really see the risk from Immortals kind of coming to fruition of banning Nuke instead of taking out this Inferno. Because now, yeah, it is going to give them a big comfort pick, and they did lose their own map. So all of a sudden, that's the advantage they gave up in the veto. And now you come back to it and you say, this is why you don't do that. This is why you just ban Inferno, you float Nuke, see if what's going to happen. You know, call the bluff, say, Big, are you going to actually be willing to pick Nuke? Do you have something in store for it, maybe? But they've just got to... Immortals is just going to have to make sure that they can play better on the T side this time around.
Okay, Natu, very quick thoughts on what you expect for map number 2?
I expect Big to be taking this, to be honest with you. They've showcased enough for me to be comfortable to say that, but at the same time, Immortals they're now slouches on Inferno either.
Yeah.
They can change things up on, especially on the CT side. They have some really good setups on that bomb side. They play pit, they play the bomb side. Sometimes they'll be aggressive towards the middle, so that's going to be a challenge on its own for Big to be fun and the right pace to be able to get rounds.
All right, thank you very much, gents. Let's head back to the arena and your commentary team for game number 2 of Sadakist and Henry G.
Thank you, Paul. Yes, game 2, hard to believe that was only the first map of a best-of-3.
Yeah.
Took us into overtime, dramatic ending to it, but some very good rounds and quite a dramatic storyline throughout, really, with the comeback from Big.
I didn't think it would be happening at all. I even said at half-time, I thought, this one, it feels like it's done. Maybe they win a pistol, like a dent in the second half. I didn't think. Not only did they win the game, like it finishes in overtime, like I said, a very dramatic finish as well. Some huge plays from Lagear as well. Who'd have thought he would be the MVP of Big?
Yeah, Jason said it on the desk, and I agree. That's the best game he has ever had in his career.
Pro CS for him, like that's definitely the best in terms of the gravity of the performance as well. Quarterfinal at a major. What a time to show up.
Yeah, about perfect time to show up, to be completely honest, especially in a game where they were so far behind at 12-3. It's going to take some individual heroics to pull you back into those situations, and he certainly had plenty of them. We know going over as well onto this map, he is very good at holding down Banana, typically plays toward the B site. Tapson will absolutely be a factor. He was a little bit slow early, I think, which, to be fair, the whole team was, but he came alive late. Couple multi-kills just toward the end, including in overtime. That definitely helps cement the deal, and as close as you'd like as well, a 1v1 to decide it.
Of course.
With a knife.
Yep. Well,
way to go, Kiev.
You love to see that. That's great. Kiev's very good on this map, especially. I think he's great. Like we discussed earlier, he went toe-to-toe with Fallen on his particular map, considered one of the best CT operators we already have, and got lots of frags against him, looked very convincing. And Inferno, just remember, they've played this map 3 times in this tournament map. They're very comfortable in it. Obviously, a lot of information available for the Immortals side, but do they read into that a little bit too much? Who knows? But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The scoreline, 1-0 in favor of Big. They win Inferno, that will do it. Let's make some noise as we get into the Inferno T-side start for Big. 2 sets of armor, 3 smokes, Molotovs as well. We know it's going to be tactical, it's going to be technical. And I would guess towards the B side, that would make sense considering the Molotovs they've got. But they have been flirting the idea of going towards middle as well. They've got great smokes for that side.
Bolts has already checked it, already spotted it. They know that they like to go that route. They came out of spawn on the right side, the secondary entrance. So even though Bolts has spotted it, they haven't slowed the pace at all. He's the only one on the site. The others stacked up early B with a push down. Kiev could catch them off. Thankfully, they'll rotate back instead of the flank, but it's all pressure for Bolts. They've rotated Lucas and K and G. So rather than the flank, rather than the aggressive push to commit, it's a systematic rotation back, and it's actually quite well timed, and it favors Immortals in the fact that they get 2 kills to work with. Kiev's going to try and work his way into B on his own. Good shot, steal to spot. Good shot, steal to kill. Catches Kiev on the way by. Again, the next same result, different player firing, to be fair. It's King is the maker. Gabi is in a 1 versus 5, so tactics not really an aspect or factor in the round. Good information early from Bolts, and I actually don't mind this setup from Immortals to rush 2 down and then back off with a quick rotation.
Why not? Get aggressive. We know it's going to be an execution-based play from Big. You find that first pick, that completely shuts down whatever they had in their minds to bring to the table there. They get the first kill, and still, he's starting to arrive now. 3 kills there in the pistol. And no plan for Big, meaning the buy has to come in here. We're going to see a force buy with Tech9's P250s. These smokes to work with as well, but none of it's just yet. It was a back and forth affair in the early stages of Cobblestone as well. Remember, Big lost the pistol on Cobble, but then the only rounds they got, 3 of them, were after winning this second round force buy. Seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? But it certainly happened. More aggression from Henny this time. Had a really rough game. Takes a little bit of damage there. Lucky to really take that much, I would say. But Keeve burning alive down to 55 HP.
Back off, deep smoke still deployed. Just 2, it appears, for Henny. Brothers just in front of him. Of which are on SMGs. Bolts with a shotgun, one aggressive toward the apartments. No one was there. Big, without the early rotation coming back in from Immortals, could catch them off.
5 players towards this B bomb site. Lucas and Henny playing off each other, of course. The twins going at it, one in new boxes and one a second orange to see if this works out for them. Need to find this first kill.
That's got a problem. They've got a problem because they get the kills on the way through. And the late rotation, KNG's only just made it towards CT now. Smokes are still deployed, default plant. A 4-man situation to work against the 3 of the Immortals players. Steel has a kit. They have 1 smoke, 1 Molotov, 3 flashes to work back in. KNG starts the charge from Ruins. No one at the oranges to be spotted. Tabson refusing to peek. And a stack up at Emo. Gabi can play this off of Nex, who's gone wide. He's low on HP next, so he can be somewhat sacrificial on the Tech9. They'll check it all the way through. So they spray down both Steel behind the pillar. Gabi does very well. But Bolts with a shotgun takes down Tabson. 1 player left in it, it's Legia. And he's got it down to a 1-on-1. He's on it though. He's inside of it. Legia's lost track. Legia's lost the round. Immortals inside of smoke. Get it. With a late defuse and another knife attempt. Come on, Big.
They gave it the best shot there. It was a great entry to the B side. The smokes were great. The execution was on point. They managed to get the first 2 kills. And just to know, Matt, I was about to finish my point, but this is more exciting. Big a 4th buying in round number 3 as well. The bomb goes down. They bring it down to the 1v1, so they're going to try and do what they can. 3 UMPs, 2 Tech9s as well. They've got a map in the bag already. They can afford to be a little bit more cavalier with their approach in terms of the buys. Immortals, getting fired up, just in case you're unaware. You can see your opposition. They're face to face in those glass moves, so bit of banter, a bit of showmanship. It will be coming in eventually. KNG trying his best there to rile up the big side. Number 3. Smokes are plenty for the terrorist side. Tech9's, UMPs, not so much in terms of firepower. It was very close, but the shotgun retake there, managing to deny Legia the clutch. Another situation for him where he could have been the hero.
Back toward the apartments. The big side Gabi. Next, Keeve on the SMGs. Early aggressive call from Big. Passive setup toward Pit. Again, Graveyard's popular. We've seen it a lot this weekend. Or this week. Has been a week. Play started last Sunday. Any timing goes down, he gets it right, but actually gets dinked up, and they're going to try and chase him all the way back to the site. He's got to get around the half wall. He's tagged again, down to 19. They can't quite close it. It was the right idea to chase, but KNG, meanwhile, over toward A, is able to catch off Tabson on entry. Flashover was a little bit late. And the crossfire is very well established, including that of Archway, as Lucas lets them walk by.
They could get the bomb down here. They head back towards B, and Henny's very passive in CT spawn. He's low HP as well. Needs Lucas and KNG to join him, which they do, but the smoke's decent. A plan here, very likely. Might have to boost here on the CT side.
Gabi's got to be very careful on 13 HP with that smoke down, and they're spamming through it. He's the one with the bomb as well. He's only going to get to default now. He may not even get that planted because they're spraying through. Apparently the coffins are made of steel because they're able to hold off enough to get the plant down, but Nex will not survive. And it's another round for Immortals.
Yeah, so not winning the round, but it's not all lost. Big getting that bomb down just about. I have no idea how it got planted there. 4 seconds to try and get that bomb down, and somehow dodging all the bullets. 3 players do survive there for Immortals. It's going to be 3-0 in their favor, but that bomb plant, oh, it's a bit rough now for Big. I think they'll take a timeout just to work out what do we do in terms of the buy here. We've got $4,500 for Nex. Everyone else hovering around the 3K mark. Legia, 3,700. Taps in yet to frag, but very early days. It's Immortals now. This is a fantastic position for them. Just keep their SMGs, keep farming some money here, establish themselves after having a rough couple of rounds in terms of close scenarios, but this is looking very promising now. So Lucas has let us know, it's okay, this might just be a technical issue. We did have some mouse problems coming into this one.
That's on Henny though, not on Lucas. Henny does not look very happy.
Well, he hasn't really been playing lights out right now. It's been a very quiet performance for him. Everyone, even on the analyst desk, was kind of agreeing with me, I guess, saying, why is KNG on that main AWP? Like, pride could not be a thing in the majors, right? You've got to say, like, who's performing better? Both AWPers, sure, it might not be the system you've worked on, but it felt like that was the call for me. KNG's hitting absolutely everything, wrecking the opposition, 28 frags after regulation. You think, like, surely we'll give him the AWP, and Henny will seem to be the main AWPer throughout, which is fine, that's his role, but he definitely is not having his better performances. That's normally the thing, it's either 10 out of 10, amazing, looking so good, so fast, flicking everyone, but other times he can just drop off completely.
Definitely an issue. Hopefully this time he has his headset in the right way.
Yeah, that would be nice. If you're just joining us, the second map of this best of three. The last quarterfinal of today, at least. We have one more tomorrow. That's when the hometown heroes come in. That is Pro up against North. That should be quite the game, especially in this arena.
And a direct rematch of the quarterfinal at E-League.
That's true, where Virtus Pro bested them just about after that amazing performance from Majors, boy.
And you know that after all the banter, as we always refer to it as on Twitter, that Config is going to be a target. Virtus Pro are going to be all over him.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, that's going to be one hell of a game. That'll kick things off tomorrow. For now, Immortals just working out how they can fix the issue. We're not sure what it is. There have been a few issues with the mics, but headsets are off and big, as you can see. Not chatting there, he's going to sit in silence until you're ready to go.
It's on the right, in-game leader. It's to be swift on his calls and how aggressive they try and get in the face of Big on this map. And he does not look pleased. He looks rather dismissive, actually, about the whole situation.
Well, after the crashing out with that 12-3 lead, you would be a little bit gutted, wouldn't you? This is a big game.
You got to drop it. That one's behind you now.
Well, they're known as a very emotional team, emotionally invested into every game they play. Very pumped up when everything's working, but as soon as it crashes, the morale can go out the window. It's not looking too fantastic in that booth. They're winning right now 3-0. You think they'd be more fired up, but I guess it's the technical issue, just trying to work out what the problem is here. The admin's working away.
Copy staring across, wondering what's going to take. How much longer they'll be.
Lucas is still not on the server, so I can only assume it's...
They've given him his cell phone as well, so I'm assuming he's doing a re-authentication right now to get, or two-step authentication to get back into Steam.
Exactly. That's what it will be.
Yeah, he's just submitted the cell phone back to them, I think.
Well, we did say coming into this one that Immortals would have a chance to watch plenty of Inferno games with Big. They've only played this map in this tournament up until the previous one. They had 3 showings on Inferno. So sure, that's great. It's obviously a map they're comfortable on, but it means Immortals, Zach, the coach, can watch those demos all day long, get all the nuances, all their little tells as to what they like to do. They're a great team in terms of executing with that B bomb side especially. There's not many teams that play like them in terms of smoking in front of the site, going for those CT spawn splits towards the site itself. It's very inventive, but definitely can be countered. It's just quite rare to say they're the only team that's running that right now. I'm sure more and more teams will give it a go as Inferno develops. That was the thing with Inferno previously. Just when we had it removed from the map pool, it was just getting to a really exciting point. Like it seemed like T-sides were a lot more compelling, a lot more ideas were being developed, and obviously got removed from the pool. It's great to see it back. It's one of the best maps, I think, in terms of how Counter-Strike should be played and the kind of different approaches you can bring to the table.
Yep, enjoying himself. but wants to jump back in. Well, apparently, Henny does have the broken mouse still and does not want to play with it any longer.
Could we just address this
whole...
whole...
Why do we not have two mice for everyone
Why?
here?
This is getting mad now, isn't it? Like you see on Twitter, players needing spare components. Surely the mouse...
It was Kiarby that was playing with someone else's?
Surely you just bring the spare mouse. So these guys are sponsored by all the companies and all the mice you use. You get them sent for free, no problem. Bring two with you. The most important thing you need. The keyboard, play of anything. Mouse map, not ideal, but you could play of another one. Headset, nothing. The mouse is the one thing you do need with you, by your side, with the settings, the right model. It can't just be a similar one, it has to be the exact one, right? So yeah, just a PSA. Let's make sure we start bringing two mice. Maybe that should just be a requirement in the contract. Your Augur says that just make sure every event you've got two mice. If anything goes wrong, which probably won't, you've got a backup. The crowd is still here. Seems like big are the favourite team generally.
Entire section. I will say that section was a little bit quiet.
And the first
at the start of the game, the first half of the first map, they're not now. Zach is looking rather animated. They're obviously not pleased about this situation. And you have to wonder what caused the mouse originally. Is this a look back at it?
It was Henny, right? And he was having a very
I think this is it. We're going to see it right here. So that's why the mouse doesn't work.
You punch the mouse?
I would say so. I heard the right click is not working.
He punched the mouse. Of all the things to try not to damage, don't attack the mouse. It's innocent.
So at what point is this on him? Is it on...
If you don't have a spare and you broke it yourself, we can't wait forever, right?
I think it's kind of on you, unfortunately, friend.
Not really much to do that. Obviously, there'll be pro players here. It looked like a Zowie mouse, more like a Gava. But we can't sit around forever waiting for him after he broke his own mouse. Just don't punch it, maybe. That's one way to avoid that situation. We did see some punching from the big side. Remember back at the minor?
Yeah, that's right. Legia broke a table when they got knocked down to the lower bracket of the playoffs.
Two very fiery teams in these booths right now.
One of them's all smiles, to be fair. I have broken one mouse before. You're right, they are getting emotional because I can see heads in hands right now.
Well, this is the problem now. They're going to be focusing on this, and if they have to play with the broken mouse, he has to rebind, right click. He's an AWP, right? He needs it. Either he'll have to go down to a rifle. That's all his only option will be. He won't be able to use the AWP if it's broken.
KNG can pick up the AWP.
Well,
we've seen that.
Might be a blessing in disguise, perhaps.
Just saw a second ago KNG with his head completely in his hands. Steel looks tapped out. This is not a good position for them to be in mentally right now. They're looking really out of it, so they have got him a new mouse. That's a change. He's untangling the cord. Looks like a Steel series, so yeah, I think that's the same as what he did have. Was not a Zowie. They'll get him into the server. Hopefully this will calm them down.
So the new mouse has been found, plugged in. Should be good to go. I guess it'll take him a little while just to get used to it. It obviously is going to feel slightly different. That's why players want to use the same mouse all the time. That's their specific one from home. So you have to kind of wear the feet in. It has a different feel. It'll take maybe a couple of minutes now just to kind of get used to it. Not really much you can do in pause time, though, unfortunately. You won't be able to jump around or do much with that.
Nope. It's going to be trial by fire. Again, it's partly on him.
But yeah. Let's stop making this a thing. Let's bring two mice, and if anything ever happens, it's ready to go. Either way, hopefully we should be ready to go as well. It's 3-0 in favor of Immortals right now. If you're just joining us, you missed a hell of a game on Cobblestone. It was big. They went down 12-3 on the terrace. I couldn't really get much going whatsoever. It looks quite poor, uninspired at points as well. And then they switch over to CT half, win a pistol, and a lights out performance from Legia finds them in the lead here in this best of three. And two maps they're probably very happy with, Inferno and Cobblestone to kick things off. We're on Inferno right now, and I said it when I saw the map point. I said this is looking likely to be 2-0 to big. The fact is they've beaten SK Gaming. They've beaten FaZe and Cloud9 as well. They deserve a mention in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are big names. Well, yeah,
there you go.
There it is. It's back. But,
it's true. I mean, Cloud9 were in the finals last week in Cologne. Big were playing in a show match, they called it, in the Meisterschaft. tournament, I think, or league, if you will, the German league, German championship.
Yes.
Now they're here in the playoffs after besting Cloud9, and as you mentioned, FaZe and SK, 2 of the top 3 in the world.
Yeah, crazy. Who would have thought? Looks like we're underway. We apologize for it, but like we said, a very emotional team, very fired up. There's a lot on the line here. It's their first major. Young man, of course, and sometimes the emotion gets the better of you, and he punched them out and ultimately broke it. Yes, they're replaced now, as Henny were talking about. And it looked like, like you said, like you can see, he was just alive before he punched it, and then I think it must have been as they lost the round in terms of the game. That's when he lost it a little bit there. It does happen.
It happened in the last map, to clarify, because there was a whisper in my ear saying that he was having issues as we started on Inferno. Obviously, they thought there weren't issues that were significant, and then discovered after the first round, or second round as it were now, that they are.
We're back. Thank you for bearing with us. Round number 4. The economy for the German side hasn't been looked after that well. They took a bit of a gamble and forced buying 2 rounds in a row with a bomb planted. Didn't work out for them, but they do have enough to scrape together this. 2 AK-47 to UMP, and damage being inflicted. That's still getting dinged to the very start. That's through the wall. As you can see, that's got B doing that damage. So that's great work. You can see the blood splatters on the wall, and still packing. That's going to be the first gun round, and we'll see whether they can convert this weak buy into something at the top of your scoreboard right there. It's currently 3-0 for Immortals.
Again, they're going to play passive. Lucas, the only one toward Banana. Henny watching Arch so that KNG doesn't have to worry about them wrapping around, and he, therefore, closer inside of the A site with steel and bolts. KNG with a flash, looks like at the ready. To go above library, perhaps allow a repeat. Exactly that. They're a little early in doing it. No one's arrived just yet, but Lucas is about to come under threat. And remember, he is alone. Godby puts him down. Rotations have to be quick and fast. They've got a little bit of time to get there, but not if the utility goes down from Big. Remember, we will, I expect at some point, to see the wall of smoke wrapped to ruins, but not in this round. It's not required. What is required is watching the fact that they've gone through the smoke. KNG's caught them off. Good time flash. They had no idea he would be there, and inside of the smoke itself, he gets next. Doesn't quite wrap up the round, but a very bold play, and it shows to work because bomb goes down. It's Legia versus 3. 17 seconds. Has information and eyes on only one so far. He's about to be flanked out. Doesn't even need to be required as Steel gets the kill.
Lovely, lovely work there, I have to say, from KNG. Managing to dispatch of his opponents from CT spawn. And we'll see whether he can keep that up. That was a good play, considering as well Big with that huge advantage. One player waiting the site. That was Lucas, got taken down. The CTs have to be very quick in their operation, pushing for the smoke. The flashbang was great. And KNG, great performance with the AWP in the first map. This time delivering with the M4A4. That third kill for the smoke as well. A little bit cheeky there. Manages to put it off. 4-0. That was a weak buy for Big, but they're going to have maximum loss bonus next round. So they can afford to take a partial buy this time. PG50s, Tech 9s. Very fast-paced play towards the bedroom. All 5 players here as well. We saw a lot of HE damage in the first map. That one doesn't quite land. This will be a smoke towards Arch side, possibly towards the library as well. Flash out, try and get that bomb down, and KNG playing in front of the smokes. That's intelligent. We'll see if it works out for him.
Waiting and waiting longer. Taps and waits for the flames to extinguish themselves. Wait for his teammates to get ready at the top of middle. Smoke is still there. Foot spotted though for KNG. That'll reveal they're there. Forces the hand of Tabs who has to go. Walks directly into a crossfire. Good find Legia, but that's not going to amount to much. Especially with Lucas well positioned to follow up with a hat trick.
5-0. Al-Shabai not really finding much of Big whatsoever. Still very early days here. 5-0 though in favor of the Brazilian side. The AWP coming out. This time it's for Henny. Double AWP set up, definitely a possibility. I'm sure will be coming out at one stage, and why not? KNG, an absolutely godlike performance of that weapon in the first half of Cobblestone. Managed to get almost 30 frags, and Henny not so much. And considering he's got his whole mouse issue as well, and that quiet AWP performance, I'm not expecting too much, but let's see whether he can recover and get back into this. Looking very good for Immortals so far, but they are on the CT side of Cobblestone. The AWP's going towards Banana. Lucas and Henny working in tandem to try and find the first pick.
very, very aggressive. This is what we were talking about, trying to get in the face of Big when they're not ready. This is a free kill. Up and to the right, not even. Taps and drops down. Forget setup. Immortals are taking the fight. Perhaps they have something in this. Perhaps there is a reason they left Inferno in the pool. Deep smoke again for Henny that allows him to stay solo toward Banana. A little bit longer, big gap in that smoke, but he has an AWP that's looked directly toward it. Advantage to him, perhaps, with it.
5 on 4 now, 1 minute remaining. Very slow and methodical team, Big, that's for sure, but Henny, he's set up perfectly here. The fact he has the AWP in this position, it's great. He can find one frag, he's still safe as well. It's very difficult to pre-fire on that, and he nails an absolute blinder of a shot, takes down Keith. 5 on 4, changes the line, and still safe at this point. He's trying to buy as much time as he can, keep them pushed off, and just hitting shots as well. Lovely stuff from Henny.
Additional nades toward top of middle. Again, Gobby backing away. AWP's AKs. In the hand. Still in the hands of Gobby. Speaking of as he wraps in, but he's overlooked the fact that Lucas is baited back in, and Lucas is looking quite lovely over the last 2 rounds on his rotations.
Yeah, absolutely. Henny now finding some form as well, that's good. Just changed the mouse, rough performance from Cobblestone. Gets that kind of play. When you're solo on B as well, you're the anchor. You need to deliver some frags there. You can't go down with nothing. He stays alive, finds 2 kills, buys some time. Really nice stuff. That's a textbook round of Counter-Strike from Immortals there. We're going to round number 7. Sure, maximum loss bonus is there. That means you get $3,400 per player. Without that bomb going down, Matt, the money dries up eventually. You have to take something. And it looks like a partial buy will be coming through. We'll have a look at the scoreboard while we have this pause. Tabs in 0 and 6. That's not good news at all. We need him fired up. We need him ready. No one really fragging at all on the big side. The highest they've got is next in Legear on 3 frags. Keeve 1 for 6 is the AWPer as well. Steel on 9. KNG and Lucas not far behind. So good to just check in and see what's going on. Another partial buy here for the big side. P250's Tech 9's UMP as well. Smoke's available. They have been flirting with the set pieces, but shut down the push through the smokes. Immortals not allowing them to have as much control as they're used to having, perhaps.
250 quick toward the underpass, but you're right, there's no control for Big. We see so much tactical prowess. 2 for 1. Henny steps wide. And they'll line up and he'll walk away now with 5 kills to his name.
Yeah.
New mouse is certainly working.
Yeah, it seems to be. He's getting fired up now. This is going to help him out a lot. Good early performances, and this round looks like he's done already. 5 on 2 as quick as that, make it a 5 on 1. Legear gets 1 back in return, but that's all kept. Lucas finds him. AK-47 shot to finish things off there. 4 players surviving for Immortals. And 2 for Henny once again, the collateral. As he holds towards Banana. That's going to find him some confidence now. Hopefully he can keep that up and keep pushing down. Pretty simple shot for someone like him, but it's always nice when you get a double kill. It's quite rare to see those these days, and there it is. And number 8 coming through, and Big.
Little yawn, maybe? Oh, I thought he was going to go for the full yawn.
The full yawn. Well, it's good you're here for the real analysis, Matt.
Thank you. It's all about psychology.
Yeah.
They're certainly looking sleepy at the start. Henry, see, I had somewhere I was going with it.
Yeah.
Lucas is looking aggressive, and this, I think, is going to be the name of the game for Immortals. I think it's all about aggression. They don't want Big the chance to set up. Too many teams have given them leeway. Oh, the flash! They don't realize it. Legear just barely backs up and finds an angle. Almost kissed. As Bolts goes back toward the library, but the books are overdue. Legear is not going to pay a late charge. Keeve will still get a bomb plant. 9 HP. Legear has 7. Henny has 3 kills to find.
Don't think this is worth it. He's too far removed from the situation. He's in second middle right now. He knows with the Tech 9 out, he's got the call the low HP, but I don't think he can win the round here. Just trying to cause any further economical damage towards the big side. This will be the first round for them. And aggressive stuff from Immortals. I don't mind that at all. They're trying to mix things up just as Big. They're getting comfortable and working out how they're going to adjust. You throw down 3 players onto that middle position, trying to get the picks in, but it was a brawl, an absolute brawl. Look at the HP of Big, but they come out on top just about and post their first round here. It's round number 8 going in their favor, 7-1.
Brazil over Germany.
Yeah, it's there. I mean, you couldn't resist it. I couldn't either. Yep. But it's happening.
First time we've got a 7-1 Brazil over Germany in a while.
Yeah.
Real deal. We've had lots of 7-1s where people still bring it up, but this time it directly relates.
Yeah. Well then. Double AWP setup. You said it was a possibility, Matt. I'm excited for it as well. The way KNG was playing on Cobblestone I feel like he could do a lot of damage here. But as we said, Kiev on this map throughout the tournament has taken some huge names down. Fallen, Alu, who's considered one of the best AWPers on Inferno. He went toe-to-toe with him and managed to come out as the victor. We'll see if he can recover now. He's having a very quiet game so far. Kiev, 2 kills, 7 deaths, taps, and that's the biggest problem, 0 and 8.
Zon lands a tree, double nades as well. They're trying to find that early damage they rather received on the last map. Missed shot from Henny, peculiar enough, as they walk toward the top of the T stairs. They'll know the 8WP is therefore toward B and try and push it back. That nade could land. And he's down to 41, but Copy does get tagged. Crossfire set. When do they go for the smoke set play? Here are the sandbags. This could be it because they are lining up for execution after covering off the top of Banana itself.
Yes, indeed. Oh, Lagia, a bit of team damage there towards God B. It's fine, though. They're sending up one of their classic executions. Is this the one you want, Matt? Is this in front of the bomb site, going through spawn? Could be. We'll see.
Looks like they have a shallower smoke, so no. There's going to be a straight entry with Caskets, but in the open, it's Lucas, and now Henny, the double team of the Twins inside of B. Henny with a fast shot, not quick enough to catch Lagia up close, who grabs the AWP in return. They've still got problems. They're down a man. No flank coming from Banana, but a fast rotation toward the ruins. And no plants, none yet. 30 seconds. Lagia's going to have to go for it. Molotov will give him a slight window to do so. If he doesn't take advantage of the window, he just sits still, and KNG's able to walk in. It's going to be a reset after 7-1. Another very good start for Immortals. Remember, they had a 12-3 lead. Big has only posted in the regular 30 rounds, excluding overtime, 4 T-sides so far. That's a bit awkward for Kiev. Unintended jump.
Double AWP setup working out quite nicely there. Henny with 2 more frags. They keep trying to get towards that B bomb site, but he's ready for it. He was towards new boxes there as well. I assume they Molotov it. I saw them lining one up. It might have been missed slightly, but he shouldn't have that much freedom with those Molotovs deployed. They're very good executed. Don't leave anything open for the CTs really to even have those kind of angles. The idea is you Molotov absolutely everything. They're uncomfortable if they stand in the open, then you can refrag them even if they get the first kill. I'm not sure the Molotov missed or everyone was thrown towards new boxes, but Henny seemed very comfortable there. It'll be round number 10, 8-1. As you said, a full reset here for the German side. A map, the only map they've really played in this tournament so far. Their 4th showing here on Cobblestone. They've played, on Inferno. They've played Cobblestone once in the previous one, but not looking that confident right now. Immortals, on the other hand, looking fantastic. Mixture of aggression and finding decent map control on the CT side, especially Henny, looking much better.
Much, much better. He sits with 7 kills. Lucas, who's been playing the site with him, has 11. Double up setup. Steal with it. I assume it's spawn. Yeah, it is. He's got the perfect spawn to go toward mid. So look for another fast shot. Immortals, they are not giving Big space. Big really has much to work with anyway this round.
You said it's a reset. And that's reflected right now of the buy of Big. PT50s, Tech 9s, no armor. Little in terms of the utility. A couple of smokes and still, you called it. Managed to get that first pick, takes down Kiev. And that's all he needs to do. He's actually got vision of what sort of weaponry he's got. And he's taken down. Cool as a pistol play. Fall back to the crossfires established. And wait for Big to make the next move. Pretty textbook stuff. Go for the hunt of the information to start. Use AWP. Get the man advantage fall back.
Cubby for Bolts and Lucas on rotation once more. The passive play after the early aggression. Continue to slow Big's chances of getting execution. Ooh, dink, random from the Tech 9 as they push through, but KNG, he's still well positioned on the second op. Take that back, it's actually the same op. It's the first op that was thrown back over to him after Steel got the first pick. So third player to wield one in the round, second player to get a kill with it. Steel back on the M4, his 3rd kill as he gets down 2, and Lucas again on rotation inside of A. Johnny on the spot will get yet another kill.
9-1. Big just can't get going here, but that was another eco round for them. Still fine, very early days. It looks like a huge one-sided score, but you have to remember this is the CT side of Inferno. If you just get 3-4 rounds, you're fine, and Big have already shown us that as well with their performance on Cobblestone, managing to lose the first half 12-3 and bouncing back, winning the game in overtime as well. They could have closed it out before that. They had match point first. It was the Pistols of Immortals to take them to overtime. 3 UMPs now. AKs are still not established, man. They're still struggling. Harsh reset, the first round they posted, it hasn't got them in a decent position here. Immortals with a double AWP setup, nothing really up against them in that respect. Lucas He's on the orb, interesting enough. They swap over, he must have had a decent spawn. Back towards Henny now. And it will be Steel holding the A bomb site with KNG spotting the top of middle.
Lucas is already on his horse. Deep execution. Trying to force Henny back. Blinded by a high flash inside of smoke. Fast play this time. But only fastest to get position, or do they go all the way through? It certainly will. Flash inside of smoke. Lucas knows they're there, but has to back away. Fires those all his ammo. It's onto Henny. Who's being lit behind the new box, but he's certainly been on fire as he tries to go for more, though. Keevan next finally solved it. They get both players down. They'll get a plant with a man advantage. As the retake wraps from A.
Yeah, the gear upgraded to the AWP as well. They've got a battle towards the ruins area, but KNG doesn't hit the shot. That was the chance, but still, he's lighting him up. 3 kills come out of nowhere. It's up to next now with the UMP. Doing a good job. Damage inflicted. Can't find the final frag. The defuse will come in. It was a decent attempt there. But Steel and Bolts delivering another fantastic performance there, and double digits have been achieved.
When the clutches like that are not going your way, you're certainly having trouble. They had bomb down. KNG missed a shot toward Ruin, and Steel capitalized on it.
Yeah.
They actually popped out to find 2 immediate frags. They therefore had the information. The third was toward Emo, and they took advantage completely. 10-1.
This was the problem on Cobblestone. They were doing everything right in terms of getting the bomb down, getting the place onto the bomb site, but falling apart when it really mattered. You can see the coach now head in hands, and now the Brazilian's getting fired up. And he's enjoying himself. It's round number 12. Double orb setup is still rolling, and we're going to have Tech 9s, PT50s once again. Only got 36 DOS players for Tamsin. Trying to get stuck in, can't find anything just yet. He's still on 0 kills. It's a pretty easy spray down for them. Got to be the final player remaining. Matt, that's a huge deal. Tamsin, 0 and 12.
That's ridiculous.
Hey!
And we've got another night. Steel pays them back. 11-1. Thank you very much. Have that on a platter. 11-1, and you're right, Tabson, best player arguably in the server based on stats and how things have gone lately, has no kills, not one.
Yeah, what a gutting way that would be to drop the second map. Your best player, your superstar almost, unable to find a single kill. Still, insult to injury there.
KNG's now taunting.
Yeah, he's like, yep, stop that. Zach tells him, like, calm down, you haven't won the game yet. Let's not embarrass ourselves here. But still, you'd like to see that, getting fired up.
I like that they face each other for this reason.
Great,
get some fire back. We talk about it. The taunting is kind of non-existent. Well, I guess the 360 stage is a way to make it work. Immortals, what a turnaround. Double up setup again, and he doesn't quite make the jump to the top of the half wall. Goes forward of it anyway, confidence as ever. Especially when you're rolling like this. He may just walk down, he's already scoped in. He could just walk out with the AWP behind them. Depends on the speed by which they disappear from the top of middle, not fast enough. He gets Keeve, he gets next, they have no idea, and they just walk into a trap.
Yeah, it's just not good enough once again from Big. 1 round posted, and 4 spies not working out for them. They've taken ecos, they've had enough in many rounds to actually go for their executions. They're getting the bomb down just about, but the clutches just aren't working out for them. In this round, they didn't even arrive into. Immortals, great pincer, coming down Banana as well. Big, slow plays, methodical stuff towards middle, getting ready for the final commitment. Backstab coming in, finding kills the AWP and the M4A4s, and another tactical timeout. 3 out of 4 used so far. They're desperately trying to get back into this game, but it's not looking great. Currently maximum loss bonus, and it looks like they're investing into this round. Not fully, okay, so Tech 9's arm up, got B, gets out the UMP, but Immortals showing up dramatically, or maybe a lack of Big on the server. This is not the team we saw in the group stages of this Swiss format. 3 and 0 for them, all on Inferno. Their T-sides were probably the best thing about them. They looked fantastic in terms of the executions, picking apart their opposition, and still Tabson 0 and 13. This has to be rectified.
What a shocking event. I mean, 4-0 now in this event. 3 maps, or at least 3 times they've played this map, Inferno, and gone unbeaten against the best teams in the world. I think maybe Jason's right with the impetuous style from Immortals is catching them off. They aren't even looking like they have any clue what to do for execution, and we know that's not the case. Why has none of that come out yet? Why have we not seen the creative smokes?
I think they're a little bit scared to do it at this point. They know that the intel's out there. They were a team on the cusp of tier 2/tier 1, and now everyone knows how they play. But here's their commitment towards the A bomb site. Can they find anything here? There's an opening. They're still looking to shut them down. It's going to be equal so far, but they have the man advantage now.
The new steal was in Graveyard. They get a little bit fortunate. He runs out of ammunition because they'll finally get a second round on the board. It's taken that long. Round 15 we head into. It's 12-2, and perhaps you're right. Maybe the needle has worn the groove too deep because they've not gone back to any of the repetitive plays that were so uncharacteristic of the top team. So new, crafty from Goppy.
We'll see what happens here as we go further and further into the first half. It's round number 15, Matt. 2 rounds for Big. It's better. Something to work with. They got 12-3 in the first half. Commitment towards the apartments finds the number 2. Still not enough though. 13-2 just won't cut it at this point. Even though, to be fair, I said that of course at a 12-3, but it feels like this one that is not arriving. And Tapson gets his first kill. There we go. So to work with. The crowd are enjoying it towards the boiler room. It's 1 kill, but yeah, let's get fired up.
Well, he's gone down, so he gets only the 1, but yes, it fires up the German fan club. Boltz is still alive in this despite being very low on HP. He's down to 5. And he's got next, though. It's Goppy and Keeb only. Goppy's at the top middle. KNG doesn't quite spot him from behind the pillar, so it's given them a chance for the opening. More so because Boltz is trying to anchor the pit with so little life. It doesn't even matter. He's got lots of life left for the fight. 13-2. Immortals shut them down once more.
Clinical stuff from Immortals. That's a perfect CT half. A mixture of calculated aggression, great warping from Henny. Seems to have bounced back from that awful performance from Cobblestone. The duo between him and Lucas as well is looking fantastic there. When he falls back, when he has to go into the crossfires, they're locking them down. And Big, to be fair, their executions, their defaults are working. They're getting in the side, the bomb's going down. They're just not closing games out in terms of the clutches aren't coming in their favor. They're coming very close every time. It's unlucky in that respect, but 2 rounds. And I'll just say this as well, Tabson 1-14. The fact is he gets that 1 for 15. Should correct myself. The fact he gets 1 kill, actually, it's quite a big deal, man. Like, it won't be remembered as remember the times Tabson went Slayer. He got 1 kill, right? It helps you out in terms of going to that second half. You're saying, okay, I've got that out of the way. I can just make sure I can now focus in the second half as we'll get into it. Much needed pistol round here. Exact same story, really, but even worse. That's what it was in Cobblestone.
Yeah, get that Berlin wall back. Standing tall, taps, and there he goes. He's already on the board. This half starts it with a good pistol shot on the USP. Here he peeks, gets another as well. No confidence lost for Tapson, but does go down, overextends, perhaps overstayed the welcome as Lucas was ready for the repeak. Not ready for Legia's repeak. Great shot. Range is winning, but they're only up by 1. Nex is on 3. They have to be very careful on how aggressive they want to be because they cannot afford to be tirelessly and trying. Unnecessary dying would cost them dearly. I mean, Legia, again, is still going to sit out toward Banana because he wants to hold it down. He could bait his teammate in. If they go back toward A solo hold from Kiev. And a solo hold that has Cubby. Is he going to be ready for KNG? Because he's actually looking top middle. He could be caught off right now. This could call for the rotation back the other direction as he comes around the corner and nails it. Thankfully, though, they get the bomb at the exact same time with aggression in Banana.
Yeah, that was never going to work out for the T side at that point. This should be a big victory. 40 seconds remaining. They've locked down the bomb at Legia with a smart play. He's actually in second middle here. Could go towards underpass, maybe even a step further and try and backstab KNG as Nex tucks himself into the corner to try and defend that bomb the best he can. Huge problem here for KNG, but still within a chance. Finds his first kill. Nex is low. It could all fall apart.
Legia's too slow for that because he doesn't know that he's already gone down mid, so he does have the bomb, but he's also gone slow himself, not knowing that Legia is on the flank. He could sort this. No, he's not. He's going to go back toward it. He's going to go right back toward it. Another knife. He's missed it. Oh, no! And I don't know Portuguese and can't read lips, but I would say there's some choice words to protect the big players in that because it's a round they had to win. And it slipped away. 14-2.
Take a pause after that one, perhaps. I don't know. Those are the ones that really kill you. He can hear the sound cue. He's got a knife out. How are you not getting that frag, Legia, after posting such a sick performance of Cobblestone? That was their chance to get back into it. KNG has been fired up this game. I'll give him that. And it's an embarrassing state of affairs with Legia. That's a kill he should be getting.
Actually, I'm not even sure that was Portuguese seeing it again.
It wasn't. He can't lead rest, can he? Fair enough.
Well, it's bomb down at the top of middle for them to slowly play with. Legia gets one kill in this round on the scout. It's the one kill he would have wanted in the last round, let's be honest. Next goes back toward top of the alt middle position, but he's found as well. Map 3 looking more and more likely, but Kiev does get Lucas. Problem is he and Gobby are both in the 20s. Still manages one more kill. Bomb's still down. 1 versus 2, but he's got to be absolutely perfect on his peak. Goes back out. Bolts is ready. Map point all ready for Immortals.
It is indeed. I don't think the comeback's on at this point. They have to keep force buying, and this could be a very one-sided affair. 15-2. One round will do it. See the third map. UMPs, CZs, Desert Eagles. It's not looking too good right now. Legia had the chance to keep their head above water. That pistol, he played it perfectly. The flank was there. They had no idea it was coming in. Knife out for that T player. Can't find the shot. The USP can be quite a cruel mistress in that respect. He missed the first few shots, especially jumping around. It can be a little bit problematic, but that was a kill that was on a play.
Absolutely.
That should be taken.
Even though, talk about the headshot potential on a pistol round for the USP. He had time to hit 3 body shots easily. Nades will go in. Slight damage on Legia, caught in the flames as he retreats. Immortals will slow the pace, and not only could they be the first to beat Big on Inferno, a map that Big has really stepped the game up, and the game up in general in terms of the meta even in some ways. Okay, I take it back as soon as I talk about it. I was going to say they could batter them, but Big with something in this round. 4 versus 2, a minute to work with, but Lucas gets Nex, who's desperate to try and catch them off. He's able to realize he's down at the bottom of the bridge, and they will at least pick up one on the CT side.
Well, the journey begins here. 3 players surviving, all upgrading to AK-47s as well. It's going to take 12 rounds in a row just to force overtime. I'm not believing in that just yet. It seems like this one has just completely fallen apart. The map has been so promising for Big. Something they've been working on. They said it's their latest addition to their map pool. And you can see Immortals have got their number this time. I don't think the comeback will happen, but 1 round at a time. That's all Big need to focus on. Don't look at the top of the scoreboard. And see what they can do. We'll check him with tabs in as well. He's getting back into it. 5 for 17 now, but is it too little, too late?
Again, they go back on to whatever rifles. Well, I guess just the one for steel, but whatever they can afford. Eager to shut it down. They can afford to be a little aggressive at this point. They've got so much to work with. Good trade from steel. The archway for a rotation. They're waiting for Legia. Needs to be very careful not to be caught, because if he goes down, they'll flash out as well timed. They can push back through CT, cut off rotations as well. He goes back around the corner. Molotov will control the angle. Smoke thrown, he knows they're still there. He'll walk into the flames, and he 1Gs with a 1 kill. It was almost by design, as he's also forced them back to top mid. Taxon will capitalize.
Yeah.
It was all by design.
It's all fine. 3 players surviving. Now it's time to get somewhere. 15-4. It's going to take a huge comeback here, but if there's a team that'd be believing in themselves, it'd probably be Big. Have to take the ego here. There's a bit of a force buy from Mortal there to try and shut it down as quickly as possibly could before the CD economy gets established, but now a chance, well, at least a round to feel comfortable. Big just be up against the PG-50s, unarmored players as well. 1 flashbang. Normally go to like either rush B on this one, or you go to the apartment to flash out off the chimney. Looks like it's the former. Straight up rush B. Good grenades coming in as well. We know Big have been great with those. And the spray down, a chance for taps into the scoreboard.
Oh, doesn't quite. He got 2. It looked a little awkward. Thankfully, Legia is immediately there, and he'll continue to add to his stats. Pistol round may still haunt them. Let's not let him off the hook too easy, but he sits at 16 and 16.
Yeah.
He actually leads the way again for Big, which is quite astonishing that he's the player that showed up in this series. 1-0 as well if you're just joining us. Big had a comeback on Cobblestone versus Immortals. This was another game in which Immortals had a massive start.
Absolutely. Well, 10 now. Deficit starting to shrink. Aggressive stuff from Legia, pushing through the smoke as well. It's going to be Tabson taken down through the smoke, through the wall. Legia fighting back as he finds KNG as well. We know he's a good Inferno sniper. It's 4-on-4 for now. Legia through the smoke, though, finds a headshot on Henny, and they keep the lead.
Nade toward the top of Banana. Legia is forward enough of it that he doesn't take as much damage. He'll re-smoke himself into position. He's getting very aggressive jump as well. They're going to hear that. He's got to change his angle. Good damage through. Jump shot. Legia. Slam dunk as he goes back down. He's caught out trying to reload. That brings Steel in, but Nex has gotten into a better and more tradable position. Can easily follow it up and take out Lucas as well. 6 rounds now for Big.
Seems to be working out for them. More aggressive that time. Legia, after the blunder in the pistol round, managing to find 2 strong frags there. Tabson got taken down through the smoke. I thought that was it. It would be done here on Inferno, but fighting back. They're not going down. Well, at least giving us a few rounds. There's the shot through the smoke, and Tabson really not having a good time here. Everything is possibly going wrong. It's actually happening right now. Legia, though, getting fired up again. He's still sort of believing, and you don't quite find it that convincing just yet. But that was something. He's getting into it now.
Well, it's hard to do that and get me that emotionally attached and have it go against you.
Yeah.
Give, good start, finds Lucas. So again, they have the early advantage against the Pistols. Quick shots to smoke from Tabson as they will group inside of middle ball, goes toward apartments. And as of right now, there's not the most fortified setup toward the A site. In specific, not only that, KNG taking down Legia is going to open up some space to thin out the defense. It's a daring thought. Tech9 could easily overwhelm the rifle from that range with speed, and not to mention the movement mechanics.
Definitely. It's Kiev, he's low HP as well, towards that graveyard. Flashbang comes in, Kiev to hit first.
Kiev goes down though because he's low HP left in the open, dropping in. That's exactly what the Pistols can do. As they get over the railing, Gobby follows suit, but it's KNG that actually got his aim set first upon landing, and that means bombs planted. Immortals. All they have to do is hold off Nex and Tabson, and they'll take the map. KNG might roast alive in pit. He's forced back. Nex gets Henny. KNG gets Nex. Drake goes back. Tabson's in the open. It's all onto him, and it's one bullet from Tabson that keeps them alive.
I thought it was done. The P250 of the apartment somehow finds 2 frags. Kiev was low, sure. But how does he find the second in the pit? They have greater rifles, AWPs, and Tabson. He's got something left in the tank, it seems there. A lovely shot with the USB to finish things off. And we still have a game on our hands here. Here's the replay. KNG, how's he done that? God be wondering what in God's name just happened to him. And it's Tabson, though. This shot especially. He jumps up on the barrel, manages to take down KNG. Double orb set up on the T side for Immortals. It's pretty out there, not a common strategy. We normally talk about 1 orb being questionable on the T side of Inferno. Now there's 2. I'd like to see where this is going. I guess it's like the Hail Mary play to try and finish this game off.
Flash out, Kiev ready, goes back in, wins the exchange. Don't hold your breath, Immortals. Might be holding it a while at this rate. Flames at the feet. KNG oversteps ever so slightly. Now, I don't know if anyone was close enough, to be fair. I don't think Tabson would have heard that. But he has set the AWP now from Arch side. And M4 goes back out and peeks it as well. Take it back, excuse me, it's Nex that's there. I thought it was Kiev that actually rotated over. It's not. He's still sitting toward B. And they'll go for the new box boost inside of B. So no more banana aggression.
An advantage. Kiev hits the first shot once again, but Lucas, he's striking back. Precise headshot to B.
Smoke in front of the box. Nex burns Lucas. They want to wrap around still with rifles, but no time to get the plant if they can't find the openers inside of the site. Taps him down. Good play from Nex as he sits on the box bombs in front of him. Steal from high on the balcony, looks down upon and says that's enough. Take back the position. KNG can get the bomb. Oh, and the AWP.
Ooh, hits him.
He's not done. He does clip Steal through the wall. You can see the bullet hole. Watch a quick peek from KNG. Post plant slides in. He's gone in the site, not down toward quad. They've got to read it. They've got to find it. They've not. KNG, he could go back out directly into Legia. Steal does it instead as he gets pulled toward them. And Immortals win map 2. The first 2 defeats big on Inferno.
It's a very good point, Matt. Winning this map 3 times in this tournament. They've looked fantastic. They've taken some huge names down, but Immortals finally break the wall. And it's going to be 16-7. I was sort of believing that with 5 rounds in a row on the CT half, but at 13-2 started losing the pistol, and that blunder in the pistol as well, the 1v1, I think that has to be noted. It's very significant. Look how well they were doing with the gun rounds. If they have the pistol in the 3-0 start, maybe that comeback is possible. And it's gutting, but it's nice to see Immortals fired up and Henny bouncing back after having the issues with the mouse and a very quiet performance on Cobblestone. we're going to train. And I think the drama will continue to unfold.
Yeah, train is going to be a very, very tough one to call because it is a tactical map, but tactics, oddly enough, have not been something big have brought to the table in this. And I think Immortals, like you say, there was something to counterplay them with, and it was speed. It was getting in their face. It was giving them no chance at all to set up. Which style favors on train, I'm not sure, but Paul, over to you.
Yes, indeed. We thought they'd given up, but they came crawling back into the game. But in the end, it is Immortals that tie things up at 1-1. We're going to game 3, our first of the day in the quarterfinals. We're back with Natu and Moses to wrap things up on this second match. And Natu, what did you make of that performance from Immortals?
I mean, look at the scoreboard. Looked pretty good, didn't it? I mean, that's how you play against an execute-heavy team. You interrupt. You're in their face a lot of the time. And when you have players like Henny getting those kind of shots, he's just being a bit of a brick wall in Banana. It makes things a lot easier for him.
Yeah, and it wasn't just that. It was also, I mean, Matt just brought it up perfectly there right at the end, is that they got in their face, and you saw like a push out of apartments from the CT side that gets 1 kill. You see the nade stack and the push down mid from the CT side at a certain point. You're seeing aggression in Banana. Henny was a menace there, hitting those shots, just keeping control of it. Big even makes the right call. If an Opper is going to play that position, more than likely he's usually alone if it's an Opper there, just because he's taken that fight so far away he can fall into the site. And they know that he has too much map control. They have to be able to force him back, so they actually send 3 players back just to force him away, and he still manages to get another kill or 2 off of it. So, I mean, that was the big thing, is the ops were so strong. Henny was great, KNG was great as well, and the defense is just too much. It should be noted as well, this is one of those halves from Tabson that he's just going to want to forget. He had 1 kill. He ends the game with 10, so looking at the stats here, you're going to think, all right, whatever, but that first half with only 1 kill, you could really, they really needed him.
Yeah, I mean, he was, I think it was 0 after 12 rounds, which, when you've got a player like that on your team, Natu, you need the kills from him.
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much equals what they did as a team. It was a 7-0 game, at a point for Immortals, and they also, got big resets after winning a round after that. So, yeah, just a nightmare altogether for the first half. And they try to hit that B bounce at a lot of times. I felt like, they could have tried to steer towards a little bit more often than they did, because even when they got in, it was always like they got kind of surprised off of the transition that KNG was coming through. He would have some great timing through the smokes, and that kind of does get frustrating in the sense, because it does work for you. You did get to the bomb sites, but there's always that one guy coming in that's just wrecking your dreams.
I think that's the plan that they have, right? Is that they want to go back towards that A bomb site, but since, I mean, God knows just strategically on this map, if you cannot establish banana control as the terror side, you're going to have a really bad time. I mean, we saw as well throughout that half the amount of times that players even pushed down Banana and had a quick flank and was able, like Henny a couple times with the AWP, once with the UMP, is able to distract, able to get some damage in behind right when they're about to take mid control. And you could tell Big just really lost control of this map and just couldn't really recover. And I think it's really interesting as well after that first map. And then coming into Inferno, Big looked really stressed. Like after Legia lost that pistol run, yes, that is
it is a slightly stressful situation.
A large blunder, but him and Tabson had a very long discussion after that in the booth, and it did not look like a happy discussion.
Yeah, no, I think this is the first time we've seen the cracks in the teamwork and in the solidity that they've got between them as a family unit, as it were. First time we've seen that kind of frustration come out, and it's interesting that Immortals kind of rose to that, didn't they? You saw them in the booth. There was plenty of flapping around. I'm quite sure what the language was, whether it was rude or not, but there was plenty of emotion coming out.
From what I saw on Twitter, it means weak. Just repeating weak.
Yeah, I think the other one I saw was it means you're trash. I think it was the other one we saw.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Both of them work. I like that.
They do.
Yeah,
it's
bust it out. Let's get frisky.
Yeah, no, that's a cool element of them facing one another, right? Yeah. you can. That's the one thing, like, you don't want to people looking at him in the eye when he's yelling at you.
The next step is to get a microphone and speakers in the other one so you can actually hear him as well. That's the next.
You
can't
throw
hear the
something
crowd,
at each other.
You can just hear each other, and that's where we go from here.
I quite like that. Let's take a look at our scoreboard by Boomio and our MVP for this particular game. As well. We'll do Still as our MVP, but before we do that, let's take a look at the scoreboard itself. Legia having a good game in terms of the statistics, but having a couple of rough rounds in that game. There's that awkward moment which he got almost knifed and then got killed anyway, and don't know how he died there, I really don't, but lost that one. But KNG topping the score sheets for Immortals again just shows you how he's having a great series.
Yeah, he's having a phenomenal series for this team, which is good to see. This is why he's brought in, right? I thought Henny as well, just in terms of the impact and what kind of a presence he has over towards that B bomb set is a huge thing, huge performance as well. But I mean, fair play. Like he had the most kills on Big, but all of them just like there was just no impact. I mean, you only get 3 rounds on that T side, and I mean that was another thing brought up is this is a strategic team, and the T sides have been very, very poor so far in the series.
There's the MVP on your screen, as we confirmed. It is still 23 kills for his, 98.6 ADR on that one as well, and plenty in the other boxes to make sure he's the MVP for this particular game.
The cool thing is that you could have picked, you could have easily picked KNG up there. You could have picked anyone. Yeah, pretty much on the team, judging from the scoreline, obviously. Just an overall rounding game.
From the major qualifier, I remember Steele just basically telling us flat out, when we talk about them as a momentum, he was just like, essentially, whenever we win the pistol round and like the next 3 rounds, if we win that first gun round, like it's just kind of over. We just kind of win those matches. Things feel good. They start rolling. And you could tell, like the Oppers especially, like Henny is just an Opera where if he starts getting going early, then he's going to have a very, very good game.
After changing a mouse, of course,
to
a different one.
After punching his original mouse.
I have to say, Henry made a great point in the commentary, and he said, why don't pro players carry 2 lots of things? I think he's right. I mean, that seems extraordinary to me.
Open up
a footballer brings 2 sets of boots.
Can of worms.
I don't know.
Are we going there? I don't think we should.
I mean, at this point, yeah, it's going to start happening, right? We've heard enough stories. I know even at Cologne, not this year, but last year, which was a major, there was the same thing happened. It was someone had a mouse that like got broken during travel or in some transfer to the hotel.
They've been lost in the post and lost in flights and God knows what else. I've got a quick question for you before we move on to our third and final map. Have you either of you bowled before? Done a bit of bowling?
Bowling?
Yeah.
Not great at it.
Not professionally. No. I use bumpers.
That's a shame because Pala actually has been bowling along with North.